Let's assume that you have a person, and inside of your application, for whatever reason, you can't allow anyone to be under the age of 18. Perhaps it's an application for allowing people into particular restaurants or music events. So you want to make sure that no one gets in unless they're over 18. However, this is an exceptional case, so you want to check to see if the person is over age 18. If they're basically under the age of 18, though, that should never happen. Perhaps these values are coming back from an API or somewhere else. And at this point, you're like, you know what? If I get someone back less than the age of 18, this application just needs to basically blow up. There's something that should happen. And to do that, you can throw what's known as an exception, and you use the throw keyword for that. And so we can throw an exception. And so we have an exception here in Kotlin, and we can provide an error message. User is not old enough. All right, now at this point, if we run this application, what we're going to see is that this person, Donnie, who's 13, little Donnie can't come in because the user is not old enough. Now, the exception is built into the Kotlin standard library, and all it really is a type alias for Java lang exception. And what that means is it's kind of just created a little shortcut for you, like a little link. It said, hey, if you type exception, and this is a type in Kotlin, what you're actually meaning is this actual Java language exception. There's a bunch of different exception types inside of Kotlin, and a million more of them in various libraries. But the common ones you're going to see is just regular exception, where you provide a message, a runtime exception, an illegal argument. Maybe you provide an illegal argument. The state is illegal of the application, so it got into a weird state that it doesn't know how to handle, and it needs to get out. So that's an illegal state exception. Index out of bounds, if you're working with an array or a list and the index out of bounds. Unsupported operation. You're doing something that's not built yet. Perhaps this could be very useful for a feature you're building out, but the function isn't done, but you need to make sure that you do something in the function so it compiles. You could just throw an unsupported operation exception, and then if you accidentally hit that in testing or in code, it'll blow up. And of course, there's various other exceptions inside of here, but this is how you can throw an exception inside of Kotlin. And this can be any other exception here. So if we wanted it to be a legal argument exception, we could say the user is not old enough, user is too young, and then we could run that. And then of course, the output would then show that we then got an illegal argument exception. You want to use the correct exception for whatever you would like, for whatever you're wanting to do, and you can throw that correct exception to that time. And if you're using any type of code in production that's looking for these exceptions, you can start filtering on the types of exceptions that were thrown. And that's how you throw an exception in Kotlin.